Thanks for joining me on the blog today. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the Thanksgiving Day shopping list blog post. So I just was thinking it might be easier for some people to understand sort of my wacky methods if I talked about it rather than you just read it, because it's a little bit technical in the read. But essentially what the goal is to create a shopping list for yourself. Now there's a link to this one in the blog post, but to create a shopping list for yourself that's sort of arranged by aisles in the grocery store that you can use over and over again. So the first one, so if you just save the list the first time as maybe call it blank shopping list, and then you could do a new one, save as Thanksgiving list if you wanted to do that, or you can just reuse the same one over and over again. The benefit to reusing the same one over and over again is that as you fill in the items you use from each aisle, they're already there. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to create a shopping list on Excel, and this column right here is the actual shopping list, the first column. So it has a red header that will say what each aisle is. So beverages, bread and bakery, breakfast and cereal, canned goods, etc., and those are in red. And those are the aisles essentially in the grocery store. So you're keeping things all on the same aisle, which will make it a lot easier when you actually go to shop. And then you just insert each of the items that you need as you're reading through recipes. So here's how to do it. So start with your shopping list with just the aisles on this side, and then you're going to have a couple of columns. The first column is the purchase column, which is going to be blank to start with. Second column is the pantry check column. It's also going to be blank. Third column is the total for the recipe. That's going to be blank too. You don't want to fill anything in those first three columns until after you've gone through all the recipes that you're going to use for the holiday. Then the next section, start your actual recipes. So turkey, stuffing, fruit salad, cranberry sauce, right? Whatever you're going to make for Thanksgiving. So you put the title of the recipe at the top, and then you go down and fill in the items that you need. So for your turkey, you might need onions, celery, seasoning, butter, whatever it is that you need, the turkey itself. So in the turkey recipe, if you're following a recipe, you're going to go down the turkey column, and in the meat section, you're going to, under the word meat, you're going to put in the word turkey, and then you're going to go over to the turkey column and put in however many pounds, 18-pound turkey. And then with the turkey, you think, I'm going to need at least 1 stick of butter. Well, 1 stick of butter is a half a cup of butter. So then you're going to go to the dairy aisle, add the word butter, and under the turkey, you're going to put in a half a cup of butter. And then then you start on your next recipe. So let's say the next recipe is stuffing. Under breads and cereals, you're going to put, if you use French bread, you're going to put 1 French bread as the item, 1 loaf in the stuffing column. Or if you use the pre-done croutons, you're going to put the croutons in the shopping list and however many you need under the stuffing. Then you're going to go down to produce and put in, 1 onion and put in 3 stalks of celery, whatever it is. And as you go through each of the recipes, you're going to put in the onions, the butter, the celery, whatever it is that goes with those recipes. So in each column. And then once all the recipes are on the spreadsheet, then you're going to go back and add everything up. So let's look at butter. So I put a half a cup of butter for my mashed potatoes. I put a half a cup of butter for the turkey. So that means I have a cup of butter that I need. So I'm going to go across, I'm going to write 1 cup in the total needed column. Okay? And I'm going to go across all of them. So things like chicken stock, which you might use in your mashed potatoes, and you might also use in your stuffing, you're going to have 2 cans of chicken stock. Onions, celery, carrots, those kinds of produce kind of stuff, they're going to be in several different recipes. You're going to add them across and total it up in the total needed category. Pumpkin pies on my list. I'm going to need 1 can of pumpkin mix. I'm going to go across pumpkin mix, put it on the list, put it in the total needed column. Then I'm going to print my list off from the computer, and I'm going to take the list right into the pantry, and I'm going to go through the total that I need and look through the items on my pantry shelf. So if I need 1 can of pumpkin, if I'm going through the pantry and I have a can of pumpkin, I'm going to take that can of pumpkin and I'm going to set it aside. It says I need 2 cans of chicken stock. Well, I'm going through pantry, I have 3 cans of chicken stock, but I cook with chicken stock all the time. So I probably want to buy 2 more cans of chicken stock so I have it for this for the recipe and I'm not out of it on the pantry shelf, right? So I'm going to go ahead and write in the purchase column 0 for pumpkin, but 2 for chicken stock. Now if I had 4 cans of chicken stock, I probably would put a 0 in the purchase, take the 2 cans I needed and put them with the pumpkin. So you can go all the way through your pantry this way, and then all the way through your refrigerator or your freezer with your list, and now you'll know exactly what you have on hand. In the pantry and maybe a little spot in the refrigerator, a little spot in the freezer, you've moved over the things that you know you're going to need for the holiday. And that is helpful because if you're cooking between now and Thanksgiving and you need a can of chicken stock and you just have your little stash over here for Thanksgiving and then on the shelf, you know if you take it out of the Thanksgiving stock, you're not going to have enough to do your Thanksgiving cooking, so that you'll know you need to put it back on your shopping list before you actually start your Thanksgiving cooking. Super simple. It doesn't sound super simple, but once you do it, it will come across as being super simple. And there's also the printed instructions here on the blog post, so if it helps you to read through that after watching the video, then you can do that as well. When you're done with your Thanksgiving shopping, when the holiday's over, now, I cook different food for Thanksgiving every year. My sister is hugely traditional, so she cooks the same thing for Thanksgiving every year. She uses the same recipes, it's the same food. So for her, if she saved her Thanksgiving shopping list and either printed it out, cleared out you can leave the total needed, right? But you could clear out the pantry check and the purchase column. She could either save that on her computer and then bring it back up next Thanksgiving, or she can just print it out, put it with all her Thanksgiving recipes, and next year she'll know exactly what's on the shopping list to do all those classic recipes. So for me, what I'm going to do after this holiday, I'm just going to clear out all the numbers in the grid part, but I'm going to leave the items over here, and I'm going to leave the recipe names across the top, because if I make any of the same things the next time, and when I say the next time, I'm talking about Christmas, so I may be doing a turkey again, I may be doing the same cranberries with port wine sauce and orange rind that I like to make, so that would be in that column, so that recipe would still be there, but I have the list already saved on the computer. Now the beautiful thing about this is you can make this into your everyday shopping list just by adding in the things you need every day and having that point of reference also. But it definitely works great for big meals like Thanksgiving and Christmas where there's a lot of planning involved and you want to check with what's in the pantry and what you still need to buy. So that's the verbal explanation of what seems kind of crazy when you read the printed version. But there are links to my list if you want to use that as a jumping off point. So when you click on the link, it's going to take you into the website. There's a little picture that says thanks for reading my blog, and then right below that is a link to actually download the list. I couldn't figure out a way to link directly to the list in the blog, so you have to kind of take that extra step. But it's already there, and it's just an Excel document. So if you have Word on or Office on your computer, you're going to have Excel. It's easy to use. So thanks so much for taking a minute to watch my video blog today, and I hope I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one.